Hello friends, in this video we'll be discussing about what is a subnet and what is a subnet mask. This is very frequently asked. So if you want to see what a subnet or a subnet mask looks like, again you can go to your Windows command prompt, you can type the command ipconfig and please note the value of subnet mask there. You'll find a value of subnet mask. So typically a subnet mask looks something like this: 255.255. In some systems it can be 0.0, or it can also look like 255.255.255.0. So what is the importance of subnet mask? So for to understand what is a subnet mask, we first need to understand what a subnet is. Subnet is short form for subnetwork. A subnetwork is basically a small part of the whole network. So if, for example, there is an organization with a LAN which is on the LAN, and on the LAN it has 1000 computer systems. Since the number of systems is too high, the organization might choose to divide the whole number of systems into different smaller networks of say 100 systems each, right? And each of these smaller networks will be called a subnet. So subnet is nothing but a smaller network which is part of ultimately the bigger network. Dividing the systems into smaller parts has many advantages, like assigning IPs, routing of packets. So subnet in itself has many advantages, and that is why it is done. Now subnet helps a lot in actually routing of packets based on the IP addresses. So for example, let us consider a network which has a subnet of say 255.255.255.0. We'll take two examples. We'll take two kinds of subnets and we'll understand how the network routing takes place. Now, there is a system A and there is a system B, and there is a router in between. So A has an IP address of 192.168.137.1, sorry, dot say 6, because generally 1 is reserved for the router. And B has a IP address of say 192.168.137.50. Now when A wants to send a packet to the target IP of this 50, it sends the packet to the router. Our router reads this target IP. Then what it does, it reads the subnet mask. Now since the subnet mask for this particular machine A is 255.255.255, that means the first three digits, the first three parts of the network address or the IP address will be on the same network. Or in other words, any IP address which starts from 192.168.137 will be on the same network. So the router directly passes it to B. If this address would have been 192.168.138.50, the router would have easily figured out, since the subnet mask was 255.255.255.0, that the third address, so the third address is different from the source address. So the source address was 192.168.137 and it is 192.168.138. So the third address is different. That means this particular packet is not addressed to a machine in the same network. Now take another example. Instead of this subnet mask, let us use another subnet mask. Let us use a subnet mask called 255.255.255.0. 0.0.0. This means the router will compare the first two parts of the target IP address and the source IP address. If the two parts are same, then the router knows that the packet is destined for a machine in the same network and will not go to another network. So for example, now again the same machine A with an IP address of 192.168.137.6 and B with an address of 192.168.138.50. Now the router will clearly know that this packet belongs. Now here the target IP address A is trying to send the data to B. So since it is 255.255, only the first two parts are 255 and 0.0.0. So it knows that anything which, if the source and the target have the first two parts as same, then the target IP address belongs to the same network and it will directly route the packet to that network. I hope you enjoyed the video and learned something new. Please in the comment section mention any other topic which you want us to create videos for, and we will definitely try to create those videos and which will help you in your placement preparation for technical interviews. Thank you for watching. Have a great day.